sister Rezian. Rezian, meet Joseph. Poa.
Nasila is our house. Anybody born of Ma is entitled to its shelter. You are a strand of hair blown away from its owner's head by a gust of wind. The same wind has blown you back. The head cannot refuse its hair back. It is the owners of the hair to attach and coil itself back onto the rest of the hair on the head and blend with it. If it doesn't, it will fall to the ground and get trampled upon. Reassimilate yourself back to your people's culture. Those of you who have been listening to the sound of their cattle know that his cattle are bound home. For the founder said, when a rat begins to smell, it goes back to its mother's home.
And home is never far from one who is still alive.
And speaking about home, Ole Kaelo must be told, home is not this house, however magnificent it may be. Home is Ma. Home is Nasila. Home is family and home is children. Kill any of these four pillars and you'll have no home to speak about. Sever yourself from your people's culture and you effectively become an Ilgirigoi. Where are the women of Ma? Embrace the wife and children of Ole Kaelo and bring them back to the Nasila fold. Where are the elders of the Ilmolelian clan? Here is your man. Cut him loose from the snares of an alien culture. I am through. Do not listen to crusaders of an alien culture being perpetrated by a certain Entangoroi known as Emekerere, the wasp. Advocates that we maintain Entoye Nemengalana amongst our daughters. Cover! May she go down with the setting of the sun. You will be the mother of the next leader of Ma and Nasila.
I wondered why culture would be so unfair as to stop her from developing the love that was violently brewing in her for Joseph. She was angry with Uncle Simiren, who brought up the question of Tayo and Joseph being cousins, which meant they were like brother and sister. She bled in her heart, wondering if Joseph felt the same for her. Rezian, lying beside her, had bigger fears. Circumcision now seemed very imminent for them after Ole Musanka's words. The solace she could get from her sister was not guaranteed. She felt angry at her sister for failing to ask father and enroll them at the university. But if there was any fear between the two girls, it was the head of Enkamuratani. Tayo's thoughts drifted back to a time that Enkamuratani had paid them a visit at their home. Within all of about 50 years, she had brandished her tools of trade, including the Omurunya, when out of curiosity, Tayo had requested to see it. She had demonstrated to them how it worked, and it was not funny. Reza declared that the Enkamuratani, with her claw-like hands, would only touch her over her dead body.
Tayo, Doi?
Already, that was the shortest I have known in my life.
It's because you are all very tired. Hosting that ceremony greatly sapped our energy.
What an exhausting day. I am glad now it is behind us.
As much as I do, the demand of the culture we have now been ushered into.
I know how much is demanded of us, but the interest of our family comes first.
What do you mean? I hope you don't imply that our culture comes second. Do you?
No, I don't. I know our culture is everything and it rules our lives.
Good. Now, I want to immediately start counseling the girl to understand their roles as the future wife of the men of Nasila. Prepare them to appreciate their roles as the wife and as the women and home builders.
I will do that.
One other thing. I will request Siren to call that young man called Pamwat to come and teach the girls some few home truth. After that, we call in Kamuratani to play her role before we give them away. Okay? Look at the daughter of yours. Well, tell you works herself to bone, she laces herself like a overfed lizard in the afternoon sun.
Resian Ai,
Will you sit straight up, girl? Look at how you slouch and slump on that seat like good for nothing loot. I won't be surprised if you soon become a hunchback.
do sit straight, child. Don't get your father angry in the morning.
For the most comprehensive and detailed guidebooks of the current set books, Kigogo, Tumbo Lisiloshiba, Chozi Laheri, Blossoms of Savannah, A Doll's House Guide, Memories We Lost, Inheritance, and The Pearl, choose Climax Publishers Guidebooks. Climax Publishers Guidebooks are written by teachers of long-standing experience in both teaching and examining KCSE examinations. Each of Climax Publishers Guidebooks has 2 more booklets: English paper examination tips booklets from the examiner's desk, and possible KCSE examinations with answers after every topic. Climax Publishers Guidebooks are the best literature Fasihi guides currently in the market. Always insist Climax Publishers Guidebooks for the most comprehensive and detailed guidebook. Climax Guidebooks are available in all bookshops and bookstores across the country. Also available are acted and analyzed versions of the set books, Blossoms of Savannah DVD films, The Pearl DVD films, Memories We Lost DVD films, Inheritance DVD films, Chozi Laheri DVD films, Kigogo DVD films. To order this and other set book films, call 0722 579 271. Climax Guidebooks, your most comprehensive and detailed guidebooks and films.
This must have cost Papa a fortune. Need he have done all this? I hope when you finally come around asking him to send us to university, he'll not say he has spent all his money to this business premises and the stock. Surely, Rezian, can't you see it is important? The shop must display a certain measure of opulence. The customers that Papai wants to attract will not want to shop in a place that resembles a junkyard. Customers need to feel special. Remember the shop we went into Nakuru that Dad bought us those clothes and shoes? The elegance. That is what he's trying here. Should he say he spent all his money? I will understand, and I dare say it is well spent. Well, if you say so, big sister.
Tayo! Rezian! Tayo, I have news for you. Your father has accepted to your music lessons with Joseph.
Joseph. Hello, sir.
Thank you.
You good?
Salama kabisa.
You too.
Where are the girls? Call them for me. I want to talk to them.
Girls, come over. Your father wants to speak to you.
Joseph, you know, in my day,
Yes.
school was not easy. We used to walk distances and stayed hungry in school. Unlike today when children are picked by buses and are given balanced diet complete with snacks at 10 a.m. These girls may not know. They may not know, and that's why I want to tell them now. I want to tell them that you are their brother. You are no lesser a brother to them than their own mother's son will have been. You are my son, as their own mother's son will have been my son. Perhaps their mother has already told them. And if she has not told them, she will tell them tonight that Kaelo's family and Pamwat family are one. We are of Ilmolelian clan, of Ilolasha Kineji sub-clan. I have brought up the girls well, and I'm proud of them. However, having been away from Nasila for such a long time, they missed the tradition and the culture that bonds our people together. It is imperative that they learn the habits, tradition, and cultures that bonds our people together. I don't doubt they are intelligent, but there is need for them to develop into responsible women of Nasila, which is the pride of every parent. You will find some cultural demands obnoxious. You will have to be stoic and accept them. You will have to know it is not those two pleasant traditions that bond our peoples together. Families that refuse to stay to unite together are blasted by smithereens of the alien culture. It should never happen to us.
For the most comprehensive and detailed guidebooks of the current set books, Kigogo, Tumbo Lisiloshiba, Chozi la Heri, Blossoms of Savannah, A Doll's House Guide, Memories We Lost, Inheritance, and The Pearl, choose Climax Publishers Guidebooks. Climax Publishers Guidebooks are written by teachers of long-standing experience in both teaching and examining KCSE examinations. Each of Climax Publishers Guidebooks has 2 more booklets: English paper examination tips booklets from the examiner's desk, and possible KCSE examinations with answers after every topic. Climax Publishers Guidebooks are the best literature Fasihi guides currently in the market. Always insist Climax Publishers Guidebooks for the most comprehensive and detailed guidebook. Climax Guidebooks are available in all bookshops and bookstores across the country. Also available are acted and analyzed versions of the set books, Blossoms of Savannah DVD films, The Pearl DVD films, Memories We Lost DVD films, Inheritance DVD films, Chozi la Heri DVD films, Kigogo DVD films. To order this and other set book films, call 0722 579 271. Climax Guidebooks, your most comprehensive and detailed guidebooks and films.
Tayoyeyo. Tayoyeyo. Are you asleep? I'm disturbed. I'm beginning to think it is disadvantageous being a woman in this society.
For heaven's sake, Rezian, is it worth staying awake the whole night thinking of such mundane things?
Call them mundane. But I keep wondering, what would have happened had we been sons? Would father have looked for a clan sister to come and teach us the dim cultural parts of Nasila?
Rezian, honestly, I don't know any better than you. Most likely we would have been let loose to romp about in the village and gather experiences as we go along.
Exactly. Yes, because we are females. A male in the name of a clan brother is sought to come along and teach us the ABCD of being a good Nasilian wife so that we shall please our husbands. No, I refuse to be taught. I will either be taught at the university what is universally beneficial to all mankind or be taught nothing.
You're welcome.
Thank you, my tiny.
Have a seat.
What a diligent pair of workers you have here, my tiny. And they are wonderful cooks too.
Whom will they take after if they are not good workers? Their father is a diligent worker, and so am I. When they eventually get married and are accused of laziness, or when their husbands complain that they can't prepare tasty meals, they will not have us to blame.
No one can accuse us of laziness. You here have been our ever resourceful teacher. That is as it should be, for we were taught by our mothers, who were taught by their mothers, and so on and on, back to the time we ascended the Kerio Valley.
I have no problem acquiring more knowledge, skills, and even specialized experience. I have no problem at all. And I thank Yeyo for untiring effort in teaching us. But my question is, do we go to all these lengths to please some bunch of busybodies who do nothing but launch about in our living rooms, waiting, yawning and stretching, waiting for food to land on the table before them? No. I refuse to be taught to solely please male counterparts. They can also cook, and they can. and they should learn to please us females, period.
Rezian Siake, please give respect to your botor and stop your uncalled for tirade.
Surely, Rezian, have you no respect for your father, who is also a male? My Nkaini, this child was not like this before we came here. I do not know what has gotten into her.
Nothing is wrong with me, and I have tremendous respect for my father. But it is the likes of Olarinkoi and all those other males who come here and order us to do that or the other for them simply because they are males. When women come here, they give us the leeway to respond to their request. But as we burn our fingers here, Mr. Olarinkoi is busy dozing off in our living room comfortably, waiting for his lunch and a little bit angry and impatient with us for delaying it.
Enough! Mine Kaini, I agree with you that something is wrong with your child. I think I know what ails her. Come along with me and I'll tell you what I think ails her.
I'm not sick.
Even if you are not sick, you cannot argue with Yeyo Botor. There are certain things one has to learn on their own. One of them is that you cannot antagonize elder people by arguing with them, however their argument is untenable. That goes without saying, little sister.
Your daughter has Olkweni, a bad spirit. Kisirani, my Nkaini, you can now see the dangers of keeping an Intoye Nemengalana at home. To hide a boil under the armpit is unwise, for it bursts and emits a foul smell. It is time to circumcise your daughter and get rid of Kisirani.
There was this guest who always visited Ole Kaelo's house. He never said much. He never did much. He came, ate, sat, and listened to conversations with little contribution. Teo and Rezian found this to be awkward. In Nakuru, visitors did not show up unannounced. And even if they did not stay. Here, strangers showed up at will and stayed as long as they wished. This particular stranger, Teo and Rezian learned, was called Olarinkoi.
For the most comprehensive and detailed guidebooks of the current set books, Kigogo, Tumbo Lisiloshiba, Chozi la Heri, Blossoms of Savannah, A Doll's House Guide, Memories We Lost, Inheritance, and The Pearl, choose Climax Publishers Guidebooks. Climax Publishers Guidebooks are written by teachers of long-standing experience in both teaching and examining KCSE examinations. Each of Climax Publishers Guidebooks has 2 more booklets: English paper examination tips booklets from the examiner's desk, and possible KCSE examinations with answers after every topic. Climax Publishers Guidebooks are the best literature Pasihi guides currently in the market. Always insist Climax Publishers Guidebooks for the most comprehensive and detailed guidebook. Climax Guidebooks are available in all bookshops and bookstores across the country. Also available are acted and analyzed versions of the set books, Blossoms of Savannah DVD films, The Pearl DVD films, Memories We Lost DVD films, Inheritance DVD films, Chozi la Heri DVD films, Kigogo DVD films. To order this and other set book films, call 0722 579 271. Climax Guidebooks, your most comprehensive and detailed guidebooks and films.
Who is Olarinkoi? Why does he always come here?
Has any one of you fallen in love with him?
It will be easier to fall in love with a creepy old serpent than to fall in love with the likes of Olarinkoi.
Well, I only know 2 people who go by that name. One of them sits in your living room as we speak. The other one lived more than 150 years ago. Which one of the 2 do you want to know about? And don't ask me if they are related, for I have no idea.
Tell me about the one that lived 150 years ago. I hope he did not have a tail and lived on trees like a monkey.
To the contrary, the older fellow is more defined than the one you know physically.
Tell me about the one we know physically, and then you may tell me about the legendary one later.
Well, There have been contrasting stories about Olarinkoi. He's a mystery. Some people say he is of the Iltero Selo clan and hailed from Enoloitikoishi, not far from where that woman Nasila, people demonized and called her the wasp, manages a government shipwright. Yet, other people say they knew him very well as a member of the Ilmolelian clan, a good-for-nothing wanderer who survived by doing odd jobs for the rich. Someone also said he knew him very well as a member, as a useless sycophant who shifted allegiance to clans as a chameleon changes its color. Who then do you think Olarinkoi is? Tell me, girl, who do you think?
He's a typical Nasila gentleman. A little of him is sprinkled among the lives of all of you Nasilian men.
I hope you're joking. If that is how you all judge us.
More or less, but that's besides the point. Now that we have failed to understand the present-day Olarinkoi, tell us about the old Olarinkoi, and maybe by understanding the old Olarinkoi, we may be able to place the present one and possibly detect the one that will emerge in future.
Olarinkoi, according to Joseph's story, had belonged to a splinter Ma group who were left behind as they ascended the Kerio Valley. When they finally ascended the Kerio Valley, they were astounded to find a green land with fruit trees and green grass that thousands and thousands of cattle grazed upon lazily. There were only old men and women as the Morans had gone raiding in neighboring villages as usual. Olarinkoi and his warriors, Ilarinkon, had it easy capturing the land as they had no resistance from the elderly. When the Morans returned from their raid, where apparently they had been vanquished after a wrong prediction by their Oloibon, they found their territory occupied by Olarinkoi. They considered fighting, but tired from their escapades, they were subdued. Olarinkoi, an 8-foot giant and hairy all over, by all standards ruled the Ma with an iron fist, and his Olarinkon used their might to humiliate and degrade Ma women. Their muscles shining as they danced their erotic dances, perplexed the women, teasingly provoking them with their immoral and repugnant dance moves that left the women with little but to succumb to their arousal. This made the women research into where this fire within them came from, that salacity. They found it. And they found the cure, the cut. And thus the birth of Enkamuratani and the Olmurunya, the knife. Many years later, the Ma were able to subdue Olarinkoi and his Olarinkon to reclaim their land. And long after the Olarinkoi and his warriors were gone, the institution of the cut that their misrule forced upon the women of Ma was still strong and kicking.
Oh God, is that a true story?
It is a true story, and it has been handed down from generation to generation with very little added to it.